Welcome to the lounge. My name is Toby Roydell, and today we talk about a few things that we take for granted and a big argument that gets abused in the current debate. Those tough times we're living in right now, even though they are far from the end of the world, but still quite tough for many people, and they show us that some things like happiness and for some people even peace and reliableness, whatever you want to call those, we took for granted. And in times like these where things are not so easy, we should realize that. And I sometimes think, how dare we? How dare we being so stupid to think that it will always be this way, like a good way, that it will always stay that way, that things will not change in the big scheme of things, and that we call every single one who says that there might be bad times ahead, that dangers lurk in every corner, that we call those people pessimists and naysayers. And I will do a little bit of that today. I will talk a little bit about dangers that lurk in every corner and show the darker side of a few things. And I don't see myself as a pessimist, but just as one making a little video about something a bit more serious. There is one special thing that I see many times in different debates, even on a very high level, like in the government, on a government level, in talk shows, whatever, like even in higher levels, not only the debates between friends. And it is that people want to, or actually do, interpret our past history, the way that they see fit for their points and for their arguments. And that is quite an issue. And I take issue on that. I deliberately do not say of which modern or actual topics or debates I'm talking about. That's up to you, because I believe it applies to many different debates that are going on right now between different topics. And people misinterpret our past deliberately and on purpose, just so that their points, however crazy they are validated. Because they come up with something like, our ancestors fought for that, and so we have to protect that. And the other party, it takes the exact same argument, turns it around and uses it as well. The issue I see here is that there is not one interpretation of our past, which by itself is fine, because as we know, history is most of the time written by the victorious party of two, you know? So it's always to be taken with a grain of salt. But some interpretations are just blatantly wrong. And this is because people are not informed well. This whole freedom argument is way overused, especially in some current debates. And it only works if the one party says, well, I have rights and therefore I want my rights to be kept. And other people say, well, the others have rights too, and when they interfere with your rights, we have to find new rights or a new solution. And this whole concept of two parties arguing over what I feel is the exact same thing is because it is oversimplified. The reality is, things are way more complex than people are willing to admit. And if people were to admit that it is more complex than they understand, the result would be they had to shut up. But they do not want to shut up because they actually don't know what is going on because it's too complex. And so they ramble on about some issues they don't know the solution to, and they know no one knows the solution to. And that gives them the right to say whatever they see fit, which is wrong. A global crisis, for instance, does not have a simple solution that one person could come up with. Because if it was that easy, it would never turn into a global crisis in the first place. Strong humans listen to each other. They try to find reason in what other people say, what their points are, and try to find a consensus somewhere in between. Weak humans, on the other hand, only think about themselves. They stop listening to the other people. And finally, they stop caring about the other people that actually are part of the same society that they call their own. By now, we have heard many times that history has a tendency to repeat itself. This sentiment alone is, again, way too complex. It would be probably an own video talking about this statement because it has some flaws, but in general, history seems to have a tendency to repeat itself in some way. And this cycle is becoming more and more intense. Like more people in the world, more technology, more ways that things can go tits up. But also more ways to solve those issues. I want to close with a saying that I really like. It goes like this. Hard times create strong humans. Strong humans create good times. Good times create weak humans. And weak humans create bad and hard times. The interesting part of this cycle is, where are we right now? If you liked today's video, you know how all those funny buttons down there work, especially the red one. New videos will be coming out every 2 weeks on Monday. And as always, I will see you again next time here in my lounge.